Click the first link in the description for the best Askreddit content. Today I fucked up by forgetting the tooth fairy for my 6-year-old. That's it, no big story. Just feel bad about it and needed to get it off my chest. No good excuses either. I was playing American Truck Simulator and just totally forgot. Apparently this sub makes you have at least 750 characters though. So, anybody been in the same predicament before? We usually have the windows open and the kids' door cracked. But because there has been lots of smoke around, we've had everything shut tight with the AC on. So I told him maybe we could try again tonight with his door cracked. Told him that it's kind of like fishing. You have to figure out the right combination of things to use. Dang, 750 characters is more than you think. So anyways, I hope everyone out there is having a better morning than me. Brush and floss your teeth, wash your hands, and don't forget the tooth fairy. Too long didn't read, apparently this is required too. Maybe if there wasn't a 750 character limit here we could keep em shorter. Smile. I did the same thing with my daughter. This is how I resolved it. I made a very formal letter from the FART department, Fairy Apology Resolution Team, apologizing that one of their fairies, ID number, child's birth date, got detained due to address mix-up. They apologize for the inconvenience and as recompense they have doubled the normal tooth extraction allowance. Signed, Mortimer Moeller, CEO of FART. Place in an envelope, with a little glitter, and make a show of it being with your normal mail and addressed to your daughter. Saved my bacon, and my daughter who is now 15, still has that letter. I think we've all done this. I once told one of my children who had a very messy room and was slow about cleaning it, the tooth fairy must have not been able to get around the room well with it being so messy. I have never seen a room get so clean and so fast. In a letter about thanking him for cleaning and making it safe for all tooth fairies and a little extra for the effort. And used spray glitter on the dollar. I forgot, many times. My kids just accepted that the tooth fairy must have had a lot of kids to visit the night before. Tactics I used for saves: kiss them awake, sliding an arm under their pillow for a really big hug, when I remembered in time. Finding the missing money under their bed, after being told the fairy hadn't come. I'll share my favorite tooth fairy story. 5-year-old son asks at the dinner table if the tooth fairy is real. 9-year-old son interrupts my answer to say, name. Do you really think that mom and dad come into your room, while you are sleeping, takes your tooth from under your pillow, puts money under it, and you don't wake up? Clearly thinking he is making an irrefutable argument. It was all we could do to smother our laughter since he was explaining exactly what happens. Been there, done that. There's always tomorrow, smiley face. Love your filling of 750 characters are getting more than one upvote of I could. I forgot one time. My son came upstairs and was very upset that the tooth fairy did not come. While he was getting ready for school and I snuck into his room and put the money on the floor under his bed. I then asked him if he happened to check under the bed that it may have fallen down while he was sleeping. He came running back upstairs so excited that the tooth fairy did not forget. Today I fucked up by using my wife's pen. Obligatory. This happened last year but I just remembered. My wife's birthday was coming up and she has been asking for a new car for a long time. So for a month we went from dealership to dealership trying to find the perfect car for her that suits her every need. Sunroof? Check. Lane assist? Check. ACC? Check. But every time we find the exact car she wants, she finds something wrong with it. There was a tiny little scratch on the back bumper. Another car had 1 km too much for her on the odometer. Another car didn't have good brakes even though I tried it and it was a brand new car. So eventually we end up finding the true perfect car she wants. Not a spot on it and it has everything she wants down to the color. So we tell the sales guy we will take it and start initiating the paperwork. This is where the FU begins. It didn't have a pen so I asked my wife if I could borrow hers. She gives me her pen and as I start writing, the pen explodes and the ink starts flying. Now just a little bit of prime information, the sales guy desk was in the showroom next to the car she wanted. Where I was sitting, I was close enough to the car that some of that ink got all over the brand new perfect white car. My wife flips her shit. She starts yelling at me, how could I have done this to her? How could I be so careless? We have been searching for months and after we finally find the car I want, you fuck it up. I was shocked honestly at her intense reaction and tried to calm her down. She was having none of it. Sales guy even offered to remove the ink from the car for free, but my wife said it's too late now. My stupid husband ruined it, no deal. At this point I have had enough, so I tell her if she doesn't want this car, then I'm not buying her a new one anymore. Honestly, I really regret saying that because her face turned super red and she stormed out the building. I apologize profusely to the sales guy and I go out to try and calm her down again. We head home and on the drive back she starts telling me off again and we argue some more. Eventually things got really heated and she tells me she wants to divorce. Well, Reddit. 1 year later and I finally am over this enough to tell you all about it. We did end up divorcing, but I think it was for the better. I'm okay now and she is too. Too long didn't read. I borrowed my wife's pen to sign a paper but it exploded on her new car and now we're divorced. You dodged a fucking bullet there, bud. Nobody should put up with that kind of abuse. You should thank that pen so fucking much. It helped you dodge a bullet. Now trying to buy her a car and she flips at you. Fuck that shit. Should we bought her a kid's bike? Today I fucked up by marrying the wrong person once. FIFI. The limit for me was, another car had 1 km too much for her on the odometer. That's not a level of arsehole anyone should have to deal with. Wowza, what a entitled bitch. Guess she was just looking for a reason. Good for you, man. Today I fucked up by marking the menstrual cycle of a coworker in my schedule. So I /m/ and started to plan around these 2 days every month. This worked actually really well for nearly 1.5 years. So today I was planning with her an X-Team event at my desk and we tried to find a compatible date. Suddenly she started wondering about the weird markings in my schedule. Little red P. I got an extremely red head immediately and she knew something is off. I'm a terrible liar, so I just told her the truth. She got really angry and told me her cycle is none of my business and well, she's totally right. Luckily we could talk about it and we are on good terms again, but that was definitely not the smartest move from me. Too long didn't read : to better plan meetings I marked the menstrual cycle of a coworker in my schedule without telling her and she found out today. I am a woman and I can say that, even though it sounds weird, from a totally practical point of view this was a genius move. Again, I understand that it sounds weird, but you really thought outside the box to make the business suit her schedule. Oof, I'm female and although looking at it from an objective angle, I don't think that would offend or upset me, but if I saw that on my male supervisor's calendar I won't lie, it would be a bit embarrassing, and embarrassment causes anger in some people. I don't think you did anything wrong. Maybe express to her that it's your personal calendar and you don't share that info. If that is true. As a woman, I find this to be actually quite thoughtful and practical. Saw the title and instantly thought of that community episode. I'm sure I'll get downvoted for this, but it kinda is your business if she's gonna call off because of it all the time.